As I sit here and get ready for the day at 12:14 in the afternoon, I just wanted to come on and share some tips as a new sourdough baker. A sourdough starter slash baker. Today I'm working on my third batch of bagels. I want to perfect them. And I just want to share some things that's been working for me. The whole measuring thing did not work for me. Measuring it out did not work for me. Only thing that seemed to have worked for me is eyeballing it. Eyeballing it has worked better for me. I have seen my flour and water ferment faster with me eyeballing it. Another tip I can give is that with faucet water or sink water, the process takes longer. So use bottled water, not distilled water, because distilled water does nothing. I tried it with distilled water. It does nothing. The process does not work with distilled water. Bottled water, it works best. And I've been using bottled water, room temperature bottled water, or you can warm it up. And I'm doing so many batches of bagels is because I want to perfect my bagels. The second batch of bagels I made were good. They were definitely better than the first, but I just want to work on perfecting them. And then once I perfect those, I will move on to a loaf of bread, because that's really what I want to make. But I'm be patient and try to perfect my bagel recipe. My kids actually want the bagels. Tip number, 3 is what has helped me in the whole fermenting process and the peaking of the starter is using 100% wheat flour. King Arthur has 100% wheat flour. So you can use all wheat flour to make your starter, or you can use half flour, half all-purpose flour and half wheat. Adding the wheat to my stuff has been a game changer. I've been looking at a lot of like newbie sourdough starter people here on TikTok, and the number one comment I've been leaving was use a little bit of wheat flour. I don't know what it is. I don't know the scientific facts behind it, but the wheat flour makes it consistently peak after you do a feed-in. My starter had went 3 or 4 days without peaking at all, but I was still feeding and dumping, and it still wasn't peaking. But adding the wheat flour has changed that for me. And then on that last feeding that I do before I'm about to use the starter dough, I use the bread flour or the all-purpose King Arthur flour. But for some reason, all-purpose by itself does nothing for my starter dough. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's the climate of outside or the climate inside of my house. Now my house do run a little chilly, and I'm here in Illinois, so we're kind of chilly right now. I think the lowest it has gotten here is like in the 30s, maybe mid-20s, I don't know, at nighttime. My house is kind of cold, so it's gonna take longer for my starter to peak. Instead of putting it on the counter, also another tip, I'll sit it in the oven. Now at first I was sitting it in the oven with the light on, but I think that was too warm for my starter. I feel like it was killing my starter dough. That's why I think I went the 3 or 4 days without anything happening to it. So now I just sit it there in the oven with the light off. I sit in there with the light off. And that has been working wonders for me, just sitting in there with the white light off. I heard some people say they sit theirs in the microwave. I no longer have a microwave. I don't use a microwave anymore. I had switched to a air fryer, but then I heard air fryers were bad also, so I stopped using air fryers as well. So I couldn't put it in a microwave. But people were saying put it in the microwave with the light off as well because it's a lot warmer in there. Also, but I'm guessing because of the door on there, so the chilliness of the environment is not actually getting inside of the oven or the microwave. But those things have worked for me. Using bottled water, using half wheat flour and half bread flour or all purpose flour or all whole wheat. Sit it in the oven. Also, to not tighten the lid on there, or if you're using what is it called? Plastic wrap on the top. Don't make it where the plastic wrap has made a suction on the top of it.